Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back here at you again for the one time. Hey, it's game day. It's game day. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue. Hey, guess what? Now, we've seen a slate of games today so far already. I was going to do my week one picks, but I had my son, so I this weekend, so I really didn't do any videos this weekend because I had him. You know, he's still an infant, so he's a handful right now. Well, he's a toddler, but you know how those toddlers are. But love my son. Had some good father some time with him this weekend. It was really good. I miss him already. But I will say that real quick before I get into the video. The Redskins the Washington football team came back and beat the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles were up 17-0. I was like, the Washington offense ain't moving. They ain't doing nothing. Then all of a sudden, Dwayne Haskins woke up. And, what was his name? Ruben, their cornerback or whatever, he got 2 interceptions. He picked off Carson Wentz. Both of them resulted in touchdowns. Not off the interception, but you know when they got the ball back, the Washington offense ended up scoring. So you know they came back 27 unanswered points. Came back and beat the Philadelphia Eagles, and I was just like, wow, 27-17. Well, Eagle fans, Philly 500. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anywho, to the important matter at hand. Those of you guys that are new to the channel, I've done this all last season, doing my game day matchups, keys to victory, things of that nature. So welcome to it. So you're going to be the first to, well, this is your first time seeing it. But those of you OG subscribers, you guys already know how I roll with the week. Now, this particular video, I won't be doing any numbers because the season hadn't started yet, so there's no numbers for this season. Can't really go off of last year because last year is different. Different players, different teams, things shifted around, things of that nature. And, of course, COVID. But I will say Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, there's no difference there. Tony Pollard, the last time we played the Rams, we've always been good with our running game with them. We've always been able to run through them, kind of like they did when we played them in the playoffs and when they beat us in the playoffs. But after that, when we beat them the last time, it's probably a get-back game for them. But I look at this and I look at the whole grand scheme of things. I think the Cowboys got this one. With Ezekiel Elliott and Tony Pollard and this new coaching staff that we have with Mike McCarthy, I'm thinking that he wants to do some things with both of these running backs. You look at the stats that we had from the running game last time. Both running backs had pretty good yardage against these Rams. Now, as far as our defensive line goes, that matchup between Everson Griffin and the old guy of their offensive line, Andrew Whitworth. He's 38 years old now. He's been in the league a long time. He is a pretty good tackle, but going up against Everson Griffin, I just think that this team is just gonna be too much as far as our rushing game goes with against this. Kind of like how Washington's defensive line just sacked the hell out of Carson Wentz. I think they had like 6 or 7 sacks on him. I think the Cowboys are going to do that with Jared Goff tonight. And then you got Haverstein on their right tackle. DeMarcus Lawrence and Alden Smith are going to eat against these. Haverstein? I just think their offensive line can't handle what we have defensively on our defensive line. And then you bring in with our rotation of fresh guys and just the complement of that, I just think it's going to be too much. As far as our offense goes with Dak Prescott and all of them, you look at, we already know what Ezekiel Elliott can do. I just want to see what Lamb is going to produce out here. You know that Amari Cooper is still kind of dealing with those nagging hamstring injuries. And we know that they have a dynamic cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in the league with Jalen Ramsey over there. And he just got paid. So he's going to be trying to prove his worth. So they're already claiming they're going to shut down whatever side that he's on. But it looks like they're going to have Jalen Ramsey follow Amari Cooper. So with that being said, I think that That's okay. If you shut down Amari Cooper, if he only gets 3 catches this game, that's fine for me because we still got other weapons. You got Gallup. You got CeeDee Lamb. You got Blake Jarwin. You have Tony Pollard. You have these guys that you can put in these places. Not to mention Cedric Wilson. I mean, him and Dak had some good rapport in training camp. Now, we just got a lot of firing power. So the thing about it is Jalen Ramsey could do all he wants to and shutting things down, but other guys are going to eat. And then they're going to trying to put, because again, you get one-on-one on these other guys, they're going to win. Gallup's going to win. CeeDee Lamb's going to win. So I just look at it like this. When you're applying pressure like that, I just think that it's imperative that they just go ahead. You want to follow Cooper? Go ahead, follow him. We just got too many weapons for you to want to be trying to chase after at that given moment in time. Now, I will say that it sucks that Cooper still got these nagging injuries. I really hope that it's not another Miles Austin type of thing, but I think he'll be all right. I think they just our training staff is pretty good. They just gotta, if they just maybe just lessen his routes and not put him out there the whole game, just put him out there on important things. And hell, you could use him as a decoy. If Ramsey's gonna follow him around, they'll just be running all night. How about that? Now, granted, you got $100 million wide receiver. You want him to produce. Granted, you got 16 games of the season. He's gonna produce. But I just feel like in this game, I just think that it's not. You don't really have to play him so much because you got other weapons out there, and it's the first game of the season. So you want your guys to be healthy. So just keep rotating them in and just do that. Now, Aaron Donald. We know that Aaron Donald is one of the most dynamic defensive tackles, rushers from the inside, which is hard to do, of any team, of any player in this league. Now, Aaron Donald, no doubt, magnificent rusher. But in the past, in the last game that we played them, we were able to control him a little bit. We were able to contain him with double teams. If we do that now, it'll help. Now, I know a lot of people are worried about our offensive line with, Tyron Smith not being fully healthy and, Lyle Collins being on IR for the first 3 weeks of the season and not knowing what Cam Irving could produce. But I'm just saying, I think that I trust Mike McCarthy. I trust Joe Philbin. I trust that these guys will put things in place to help these offensive linemen. Chip a running back over there, chip a tight end over there, because again, we don't have a traditional fullback right now on the roster. Jameis opted out for the season because of COVID. So, you look at that situation, you got 4 tight ends on the roster. You get these guys in here and block and help with that, So I just think that will be good. When you look at matchup to the Rams, I don't think that they can keep up with what we have. Now, this can either be a low-scoring game because it could be sloppy, 2 teams trying to figure things out, or it could be a situation where the Cowboys might start off slow and then they'll just, as the game goes on, we'll just be whooping ass. And I'll be honest with you, my score prediction for it is 38-14. 38-17, because I think they'll kick a field goal after that 14 points. So, yeah, I'll give them that. 38-17. That's my score prediction. Cowboys all the way. Now, like I said, I think that our defensive line is going to eat on their offensive linemen because they're not going to be able to handle our firepower that we got going on. And with this defense, I keep hearing these Dallas Cowboys supposed to be like people that work for the team or whatever, staff people, keep talking about our secondary, and I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, what are you guys looking at that I'm not seeing? Because I think our secondary is better than it was last year. And I really think that because of the scheme, our older players that they didn't think were good are actually better than they think they are. It's just that when you're playing in a scheme that ain't working, they're not going to play as well. That's the only thing that makes sense. But we know that Jordan Lewis is going to be out this game. They called up Brandon Carr, so Brandon Carr is going to take Jordan Lewis's spot for this game. I think Brandon Carr is going to be pretty good out there. Brandon Carr kind of already knows his team. Even though we got a brand new scheme, he's a 12-year vet. So that defense that we're running is kind of similar to what they were doing with the Ravens. So, and he knows what he has to do. Like I said, he's familiar with this team. He knows the team. It's not like he has to relearn these teammates. He knows a lot of these guys. Some of these guys are still here from when he was here the first time. So I just look at that, and I just look at it as a grain of salt. I think Brandon Carr is going to be better than we think. Those of you that want Earl Thomas after the first week of the season. I don't think that's going to happen. So I just be happy with what we have and just see what these guys can do on the field first. If they falter, if it doesn't go the right way, then whatever. But I just look at it like this. I think that our defense is going to be really good with our rushing, and I think that's going to help the secondary as well. We're going hybrid on our secondary. So you're going to see different things from this secondary. You're going to see them not just being nickel and dime the whole time. They're going to be moving things around. They're going to be disguising coverages. You're going to see safeties come up in the box. You're going to see cornerback blitzes. You're going to see a bunch of different things. On the offense, you're going to see a lot of screens. You're going to see some motion. You're going to see some RPO. You're going to see a lot of that. It's going to kind of look like what Kansas City was doing on offense. Now, one more thing. Everybody keeps saying, are we a 4-3-3-4? It doesn't matter what we are right now because we're going to do different looks. We're going to have some 4-3 looks. We're going to have some 3-4 looks. We're going to have some 3-3-5 looks. So look at it like that. Just understand that we're going to be a hybrid defense. And I think that that's going to help because teams not going to know what they're going to do. Now, I know the Rams got a new defensive coordinator, so they changed things up the last time we played them. But for real, they really don't know us anymore because everything completely changed with the Dallas Cowboys as far as the team trying to game plan. All they can do is just look at old tape of Prescott, look at old tape of Mike McCarthy in Packers and figure out what maybe he can do. But I think that what he's going to do is totally different from this year and mixing things up. Because now that he has good running backs, he didn't have that with the Packers. So with that being said, y'all, that's my score prediction, 38-17, Dallas Cowboys all the way. So let's get it, y'all. Game day, Dallas Cowboys.